Hello everyone, this is Reshma Shivhare, Assistant Professor in Department of Information Technology, Acropolis Institute of Technology and Research. So, our today's topic is two-dimensional array. As we all know that array is of two types, single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. In the last lecture we have already learned about single dimensional array. So we use single dimensional array when we want to store similar type of data in form of list. Then we use single dimensional array, right? And the other type of array is multi-dimensional array. So a multi-dimensional array is basically an array of arrays, array of single dimensional arrays. Array can have any number of dimensions. So in this video we are going to learn about two-dimensional array, right? Two-dimensional array is also known as matrix or a table. So when we want to store elements in form of list, we use single dimensional array, and we want to store data in form of tables, then we use two dimensional array. Or we can also say when we want to store data in form of matrix, then we use two dimensional array. So a table consists of two things. One is row and the second one is column. So in two-dimensional array we use two subscripts or two indexes. The first subscript is for indicating the row number, and the second subscript is used for indicating the column number, right? In one dimensional array we have used only one subscript, that is also known as index number. And by default the index number starts from 0 to n minus 1. Here also the index number will start from 0 to n minus 1, but we have taken two subscripts, one to indicate number of rows and second is used to indicate number of columns. First subscript will also start from 0 to n minus 1. If I have number of rows 5, then I will use the first subscript as 4, and if I have number of columns as 10, then I will use second subscript as 10. It will start from 0 to 9. Row will also start from 0 to 5, right? So let us discuss about how we declare a two-dimensional array. We declare two-dimensional array similar to one-dimensional array. In one-dimensional array, what we do for declaration is first we write the data type. The data type will be of the type of element which we are going to store in the list, and then we write the name of the array. Then in the square bracket we give the size of the array, right? Similar here, what we do is first we need to write the data type, then name of the array, then we will write two square brackets. One will contain the size of row, and second will contain the size of column. For example, as I have taken here int x integer 3 and 4. It means integer is a data type, which type of element is going to be stored in table, and x integer is the name of the table. 3 and 4 indicates 3 indicates number of rows will be 3, and 4 indicates number of column will be 4 here, right? In the second example also I have taken float matrix num 2025. What it shows is the element which we are going to store in my table or my matrix is float, then matrix num is the name of two-dimensional array, and 20 number of rows will be 20, number of column is going to be 25. So the index will be start from 0 to 19 for the row and 0 to 24 for the column, right? So double scripted array with 3 rows and 4 columns looks something like this. If I have taken an array of some integer value, suppose, and the name of array is A, then this is the pictorial view how we can show the coordinates, right? As we have already learned in one-dimensional array, that array provides random access, right? How random access means any element we can access from the array, and for that what we have to write is name of array and the index number. Same two-dimensional array also provide random access. To access any element, what we have to write is the name of array and coordinate of that particular element which we want to access. So if I want to access the fifth element in this array, so what I need to write is a, then in the first square bracket I will write 1, and in the second square bracket I will write 0, right? So first element will be stored in 0th coordinate, second element will be stored in 1st coordinate, third element will be stored in 0 row and second column, fourth will be stored in 0 row and third column, fifth element will be stored in first row and 0th column. Then likewise the elements will be stored here. This is also a representation of a two-dimensional array. Here I have taken ABC as a name of the array, and these are the coordinates, right? When we talk about the memory representation in the one-dimensional array, also I have told you that array provides continuous memory allocation. A continuous memory block will be allocated for storing the elements. In two-dimensional array also, it provides continuous memory blocks to store arrays, right? So when we talk about memory location, so as we can see, I have declared here a array of integer. Suppose array of integer, two-dimensional array of integer, then this would be the memory representation. As we all know that integer consumes 4 bytes of memory to store one element. So first element will go to the ABC 0th position, second element will go to the ABC 1st position. Suppose ABC 1st position is 82206, then the third element will be stored in ABC 2 coordinate, and the memory address will be 82210. Why so? Because one element consumes 4 bytes. So 82206, 82207, 82208, 82209. These will be the memory location which will be consumed by the ABC 01 element. Then the second element will consume another 4 byte that will start from 82210, 82211, 82212, and 82213. Right. Here I have taken these memory locations for example only. Actually the memory locations will be represented in hexadecimal number. Here I have taken just for example these numbers, right? So now this is another example where I have stored a list of students with their subject. This is a scenario where we use two-dimensional array. We use two-dimensional array. We can use two-dimensional array to make a list of marks of some students. So in the column we will write the roll number of students. In the rows we will write the roll number of students, and in first column first roll numbers, first marks. In the second column first roll numbers, second marks, and in the third column first roll number, third marks of third subject, like this, right? Now when we talk about the initialization of two-dimensional array, we can initialize in various ways. Like we can write first integer, then name of the array. Here I have taken display, the ISP display, then the size of array in two square brackets. Then in the curly braces I can write the numbers what I have to initialize. Like if I have here I have taken 2 by 4 array, it means 4 into 2, 8 numbers will be there. I can write directly in square brackets 8 numbers like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can write it like this, and I can also write it row wise. In square bracket, inside the square bracket I can use more curly braces. In one curly braces inside I can use more curly braces one for one row, 10 12 10 11 12 13. Then in the second row's element will be there in the second curly braces, as I have shown here, right? So there are some things that we must remember when we initialize two-dimensional array, that we initialize like normal array, or during declaration we need not to specify the size of array we have seen in the one-dimensional array also, but it is not in the case of two-dimensional array. Here we have to give the dimension, both the dimensions of the array, or we can skip row first dimension, but second dimension is mandatory to use, right? So for valid declaration we can see here I have taken some examples, like integer abc I have written 2 2. So here 2 into 2 we have to initialize 4 numbers, we can take 1 2 3 4, right? The second type of initialization in this is also valid. Int abc, first square bracket is empty, in the second I have written 2, right? And numbers are 1 2 3 4. In this case what happens is compiler understands ki it will start writing 1 2, then the column has been stopped, there is no columns further, so it will write 3 4 in the next row. This is also valid because we have mentioned the column where we want to stop, right? In the third initialization I have written integer abc and both the square brackets are empty. This is not considerable because compiler will not understand where I have to stop initializing the number in the column, so it is not valid in case of two-dimensional array. The third is also invalid because we have mentioned here number of rows are the fourth one is also invalid because in which we have mentioned integer abc, row number are 2, but when we write starting from first coordinate 1 2 3 4, I don't know where is to be stopped, where is to be changed the row, so this is also invalid, right? And for storing two-dimensional array, for storing string in two-dimensional array, this is the case for where I can take data type as character name, and then if I want to store 6 names, then we will use 6 rows, and column size will be I have taken 10, any number of column we can take randomly. So we can always take size as maximum. Yeah. Then for storing a string we should use double quotes for one string, then comma, then double quotes for the second string. Double quotes denotes end of the character, that will be represented by backslash 0. Here we can initialize 6 strings, each will have maximum 9 character, last character will be backslash 0, that will indicate end of the character, right? So this is the example of storing a string. So these are some assignments that you can perform by your own, as we have learned two-dimensional array, so you can practice it by solving these questions. Thank you.